Hospitals are supposed to be places of healing. But when so much pain, fear, and death pass through the same halls, something always stays behind. Night nurses whisper about unseen patients. Security cameras catch figures that disappear. And in abandoned asylums, sometimes, you still hear screaming, long after they shut the doors. These are true ghost stories from real people, told by doctors, nurses, paramedics, and patients who witnessed something they'll never forget. Welcome to the side of healthcare you were never meant to see. Story number 1, The Woman in Room 413, told by a night nurse named Dana from Boston General Hospital. Room 413 had always been considered strange. It was a standard recovery room, nothing special. But whenever someone stayed there, they'd report the same thing, a woman, in a hospital gown, standing at the foot of their bed in the middle of the night. Dana had heard the stories for years. Most nurses just laughed it off. Until the night she was assigned to monitor a stroke patient in 413. Around 3:30 a.m., the patient buzzed the call button frantically. Dana rushed in. The patient, an elderly man, was white as a sheet. He said, "There's a woman in here." She was whispering something I couldn't understand. Then she just vanished into the corner. Dana checked every inch of the room. Nothing. But as she turned off the lights to leave, she saw it. A handprint on the window. On the inside. The thing is, the patient couldn't walk. And Dana hadn't touched that window. The cleaning records later confirmed what she suspected. That room hadn't been occupied in over a year when it was used during a patient overflow. The last person who died there, a woman who wandered out of the psych ward and never came back, until the night someone saw her again. Story number 2, The Screams in the Basement, Old Asylum, New York. In 2003, a group of urban explorers broke into the remains of the Rockland County Psychiatric Center, abandoned since the late 90s. They wanted to record the decay for a documentary. What they found instead was nearly unexplainable. Deep in the basement, they found patient records still in file cabinets, rusted gurneys, and bloodied restraints left behind. They turned a corner, and heard screaming. Not distant echoes. Full-blown, human screams, like someone was being tortured. They ran toward the noise. The closer they got, the more the screams distorted, becoming high-pitched, almost inhuman. Then, silence. One of them, Jake, wandered into a padded room. That's when his flashlight died. He called out. No answer. His friends were gone. But something else was in the room. He later said he heard whispers coming from inside the walls. Dozens of voices. Laughing. Crying. When his friends found him 20 minutes later, he was rocking back and forth, eyes wide open. He refused to speak about what happened again. And here's the thing, when they reviewed the audio from that night, they heard something on the tape, a voice, clear as day, whispering, "Why did you leave me here?" Story number 3, The Elevator That Doesn't Stop. At a hospital in Manila, Philippines, a security guard shared a terrifying story in a viral Reddit post. Around 2 a.m., he noticed one of the elevators kept opening on the 3rd floor, over and over, despite no one being there. That floor was closed for renovation. Thinking it was a glitch, he went to investigate. As he entered the elevator, it stopped suddenly between floors, and the lights went out. In the dim red glow of the emergency light, he saw something standing in the corner. Not a person. A black shape, tall, thin, facing the wall. He didn't breathe. Didn't move. Then the shape slowly turned around. He never spoke of what he saw next. But when the elevator finally resumed, he quit his job and never returned. To this day, staff avoid taking that elevator after midnight. Story number 4, The Bed That Kept Calling. A night nurse named Marissa worked in a long-term care wing of a hospital in Ohio. There was an old woman named Gloria who had been unresponsive for weeks. No movement. No speech. On the night Gloria passed, something strange happened. The call button at her bedside kept going off, even though she had already been declared dead. Marissa reset it once. Twice. But it kept going. The next night. Same thing. And then it happened. On the third night, Marissa saw the bed move. The sheet lifted slightly. Like someone was getting in. But no one was there. Security footage later showed the call button being pressed. But no one touching it. Story number 5, Ward B, No One Leaves Alone. In 1986, a now demolished asylum in the Midwest known as St. Martin's Institute had a reputation. Patients said no one left Ward B alone. They claimed a shadow man would follow you out, and into the next world. In the final year before the asylum was closed, a young doctor named Evan volunteered to care for Ward B patients. He didn't believe in ghosts, until he met patient number 407. The man would scream every night that, "He's here again." Standing at the foot of the bed. Dr. Evan thought it was schizophrenia. He upped his meds. The next morning, patient number 407 was gone. No forced entry. No signs of escape. Just an open window and deep scratch marks on the floor. The night nurse on duty quit the next day, saying she saw a tall black figure walk past her and vanish into the wall. That wing was sealed the same week. Before demolition, the construction crew refused to work there without lights on. Why? Because someone, or something, kept slamming the doors shut behind them. Hospitals save lives. But they also collect the last moments of life. And those moments echo forever in empty halls, through broken intercoms, in rooms no one dares to enter. Some spirits don't rest. Some still wait for the doctor. Or the family member who never came. Or maybe they just want to make sure they're not alone.